Alright you guys, what's happening? Welcome back to another matchday reaction. It's the last one of 2018 and a 2-1 win for Aberdeen today at Livingston. Wonderfully named Tony Macaroni Arena was the place to be for the game today, but I'll be honest, it really wasn't the place if you wanted to see much good football. The game was terrible, to be honest. The fact that there was 3 goals in the last 20 minutes or so kind of made it look a wee bit better than it was. The first 70 minutes of that game was awful today, and we'll break it down as we go. So the first half there really wasn't much going on. We had a chance with Stevie May where he's cutting for the right and he's curled it just outside the post. They've had a chance where it's been a free kick from the right. They have kind of delayed taking it and beaten our offside trap. Guy's got a free header. Lewis has made a really, really good save. To be honest, other than that, there wasn't a lot to talk about in the first half. There was an injury to Shea Logan, which looked like it might have been the park. Same for Lee Miller as well. Both went off in the first half. And we had an injury in the second half to Bruce Anderson, which looked the most serious of the lot. So, yeah, I'm still not a big fan of their pitch, to be honest. I'm one of those guys who quite likes the artificial pitches, quite like the 4G pitches. But to be honest, Livingston's one looks kind of different to everybody else's, and it certainly came in for a lot more criticism than everybody else's as well. So it didn't look great, to be honest, but yeah, disappointing to lose Logan and Anderson. I suppose that with it being the start of the winter break, then obviously they've got time to come back. Logan, don't know how serious it is, but hopefully he'll be alright. Anderson's was concerning though. I haven't heard anything about it yet, but he looked in agony, so hopefully everything's alright with those guys. We came out with a much different lineup than I think anybody would have expected. We essentially played 3-4-1-2. We played Logan, McKenna and Considine as a back three. Ball was in centre midfield with Shinnie. We had Wright and McLennan on the wings, and then we were essentially playing 3 up. We had May behind Bruce Anderson and Sam Cosgrove. A bit of a wacky formation, but as attacking as it looked, we really weren't a threat in that first half. Stevie May's chance was a half chance at best, and yeah, just a really, really frustrating first half, to be honest. Deserved to be 0-0. They had, though, like I say, the best chance of the first half. The only other real talking point for the first half was a handball by Dominic Ball. So he had moved back to centre half when Logan went off. It was a ball over the top. Ball was the last man. The ball has came down and he's kind of, I don't know if he's misjudged it or what, but his arm is out like that and it's came for this guy and hit him on the arm. And like, because he was the last man, he could have very easily been sent off for that. Now, the referee didn't even give a foul. He didn't give a free kick, so that was really, really surprising. I was surprised he missed that because it was pretty obvious. Everybody in our end kind of looked around, a bit worried about that one. So yeah, I think we got a big let off at the end of the first half with that one. So I'd like to see it back again though, to see if it was deliberate or no, but either way, Ball was lucky. The second half starts, we start creating a few chances. Unfortunately, they all landed to Stevie May, who just didn't have his shooting boots again the day. I mean, he had so many good chances. We'll talk a wee bit more about Stevie May later on, but there was just one of those days for him. He had some good chances. He had one where he needed to hit it across the goalkeeper and he sliced it wide at the near post. It was just so frustrating to watch Stevie May overall have a really, really good game, but on another day, he should have had a hat-trick today, and it just didn't happen for him. The injury to Bruce Anderson forced us into bringing on James Wilson, and that's what really turned the game today. James Wilson was absolutely tremendous when he came off the bench. He scored the first goal. Stephen Gleeson has picked up the ball. He's came forward, had a shot from about 25 yards. I think it was going wide, and James Wilson has just managed to redirect it back. Keeper doesn't move. Into the bottom corner, and yeah, brilliant. 20 minutes to go, and we're 1-0 up at a place that a lot of people have had a lot of trouble this year, so that was really, really, really good. I must admit though, we have had a right good laugh over the last couple of years at Rangers invading the pitch for like random reasons, and our fans did it the day, so I guess we can kind of stop slagging Rangers about it. But yeah, we did have quite a few fans run on the park to celebrate that goal, which, I don't know, it's kind of embarrassing, to be honest. We didn't invade the park for the second goal. Now, I've no idea who got it. That's the thing. The build up to the goal, doesn't he look like James Wilson's going to get to the ball inside his own half, but he does, and he nips in front of a Livingston player and goes on a run down the right. Now, Wilson doesn't have great pace, but on the ball, he was quick. And he took it outside the defender, squared it to the back post. There was 2 defenders and there was Dean Campbell who had came on. And the ball is scrambled home. There seems to be a wee bit of confusion. The radio on the way back was saying it was Dean Campbell's goal. When I checked it on the Sky Sports news feed, they gave it as an own goal by Lithgow. And the Aberdeen website has given it as an own goal by Lawson. So Christ knows who's put the ball over the line. I haven't seen it back yet, but that made it 2-0. It looked like it was going to be game over. And then very, very quickly after that, Scott McKenna, who, to be honest, was having an absolute stormer up until that point, badly underhits a back pass. They nip in. It's eventually scrambled over the line. Considine was really the only guy back who could do anything about it, and he was just asked too much. A really shite goal to give away. And it did make the last couple of minutes obviously a wee bit nervous, but in fairness, Livingston didn't really create anything after that. So 2-1, really good result for us today, and really good way to round out the year. The league has got really, really interesting. So Celtic are top on goal difference, and they do have the game in hand, which is, I think, against St Johnstone. Rangers are level on points with Celtic. Kilmarnock are, I think, 1 point behind, and we are 3 points behind. So it's bonkers at the top of the league. I can't honestly sit here and say I think we are title challengers by any means, because there's been too many flat performances this year to imagine that we're going to be really, really consistent. But what was kind of interesting, just looking at it, was that Celtic have played 20 games and they've got 42 points. So they are a little over the pace of 2 points per game. And if I'm right in saying McInnes's best haul was 76 points, which would be 2 points a game, Celtic, I think, are on pace at the moment for, like, I think it's 80 at the moment. So it's not like... It's actually kind of frustrating that we've had such a disappointing season, because if we could have just pushed a wee bit further than we had in our best seasons under McInnes, we could be top of the league right now. But there has been so many letdowns at the same time. Obviously, there was the Motherwell away game, which was diabolical. St Johnstone at home recently wasn't much better. So even while we've been on the good run, we've still managed to find a couple of really shite performances. So it's hard to imagine that we are going to be able to stick with the top of the division for too long, to be honest. But I mean, you never know. Celtic, by all accounts, I didn't see the game the day, but Celtic, by all accounts, were shit the day. And Rangers were apparently really good, but we've seen them be shit as well. For now, we have to be happy to be fourth, considering where we were about a month ago. This has been a really, really good month. Granted, there's been a lot of games, but I think that's 6 wins in December, which is really pleasing, considering we came into it knowing that we were having to play Hearts, we were having to play at Ibrox, we had Celtic at home, stuff like that, and we've picked up some reasonably positive results, so I'm happy with that. Team today, Lewis made one really, really good save in the first half. Other than that, there wasn't much he could do with a goal. He was kind of sold short by McKenna, but yeah, usual from Joe Lewis. Back three, Logan was making everything look difficult before he went off, and obviously the injury derailed his afternoon. Hopefully it's not going to be something that keeps him out too long. Scott McKenna was having a stormer, like I mentioned, until the back pass really cost us the goal that we conceded, so that was disappointing. But before that, I thought he was really, really good. He was probably in contention for man of the match. To be honest, they were just punting the ball along and he was winning everything in the air and he was having a great game. But that back pass kind of spoiled his afternoon a wee bit. Considine next to him, I thought Considine was okay. His distribution at times was woeful, but he defended mostly pretty well, so I can't really complain about that. Dom Ball, who obviously started in midfield, Dom Ball all day was punting balls forward, trying to play killer passes and just completely overhitting them. When he went back to defence, he played alright, so I can't really complain about that. Gleeson was the one who came on for Logan. I thought Gleeson was actually quite good today. He did slow down the game a lot today. There was times when it was really hectic and that made sense. There was times we could have went on the break though and he did slow it down a wee bit. But he used the ball really well and yeah, I've got to be quite happy with that, considering Gleeson has been mostly a disappointment when he was in the team early and then has hardly been seen. So happy enough with how he did when he came on. Shinnie, I thought, was one of the definite candidates for man of the match today. He was just everywhere, put in a massive shift. If he box to box, he popped up on each wing a couple of times. The only criticism I could have really at Graham Shinnie today was he took some dead ball deliveries that really weren't up to much. But in open play, I thought Shinnie was really, really good. Connor McLennan was the other guy I would say who was a shout for man of the match today. I thought he was brilliant. He had their left back really struggled with him today. He was very good going forward. He was taking him on and beating him with reasonable regularity. He did put in 2 or 3 really good deliveries that unfortunately nobody got on the end of, but I thought he had a smashing game on the right wing. Scott Wright, on the other hand, on the left, was almost completely anonymous today. That was really disappointing for Scott Wright. He did put the ball in that eventually led to our first goal, because he put the cross in and it kind of got stuck under Wilson's feet. It was clear to Gleeson. Gleeson shot and Wilson scored. But yeah, that was about Wright's only positive contribution today. He had a really poor game. And then the front three, if you like, Stevie May, absolute nuisance off the ball to them, absolute nuisance on the ball to us. It was so frustrating because he made so many really good runs today. He worked his tail off as he always does. He popped up in really good positions and I just thought he had a really smashing game until he was in front of the goalkeeper, which was so frustrating. We can't fault his effort so far. And yeah, I'm really, really happy with Stevie May in every facet of the game apart from his goal scoring. Sam Cosgrove was really anonymous today, not winning anything in the air. He wasn't really holding the ball in particularly well. I can't remember him having a good chance to score. Just a really quiet game for Sam Cosgrove. I didn't think he was shit by any means. Like, it wasn't like he couldn't trap the ball or anything like that, but it just wasn't happening for him today. Bruce Anderson, I honestly thought was wearing the wrong boots today. He kept slipping over on that turf, and it's worrying that might have been... I didn't actually see when he went down, but it might have been something like that led to his injury, but hopefully he's going to be alright. And the other two subs were part of the goal, so obviously James Wilson scored the first. Like I say, just completely changed the game when he came on. And then he had his hand in the second with that great run. So really happy with James Wilson today. Even though he only played like half an hour, you could genuinely give him man of the match, and I don't think anybody would complain. And the third sub was Dean Campbell, who, to be honest, didn't really have much involvement apart from maybe scoring that winner. I don't know if he did or no. I hope it's his goal. I hope he gets it. I'm looking forward to seeing it back, and hopefully it is Campbell's goal, because he's a young guy with really good potential. And yeah, getting him in the first team and getting him a goal would be great. So hopefully it was his. But yeah, he was there making sure that something was going to happen anyway. So I'm happy with that. So we will wrap this up just now. I don't think there's a huge amount to say about today. The game itself, like I say, wasn't great. There was 3 goals in the last 20 minutes, which made it seem a bit more exciting than it was. But nah, there wasn't much football being played. They punted the ball a lot. We were really poor passing the ball in their final third. But I think, on balance, the way we played in the second half, we probably did enough to win. So I'm happy to finish off 2018 with a win, and then we start to try and erase some demons when we come back in a few weeks. It's Stenhousemuir in the Cup. We lost 2-0 to Stenhousemuir in the Scottish Cup, and I think it was 95. Hopefully, obviously, we will get some signings in before then as well. I might do a video at some point about obviously the transfer window, because there's still a lot of things we need to do to sort this. We're certainly going to need a left back. We might need a right back depending on Logan's injury, but we'll see. But we'll worry about that over the next week or two. I'll wrap up just now. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit the red button below. We had a right uptick in subscribers after the Celtic video. We had some mental comments as well in the Celtic video if you want to go and check them out. Like the video as well. It would help me get it out there as well. The more likes it gets, the more likely it is to show up in other people's feeds. And if you know anybody who'd enjoy it, share it around as well. I'm QMJ. Thank you for watching. Have a happy new year. I'll talk to you again sometime.